So a quick little update on Kalani here. We're going to be doing some leash work today. Her fear issues are a lot better than they were. She's pretty good now. Can you kiss? No? Not in the mood. She's happy to see me. She's wagging her tail. Hi. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. Hi. Yeah. So this is going to be something that's kind of a little bit stressful to her, being on the leash for the first time and actually being made to actually walk on the leash. So I'm just going to kind of love on her a little bit, let her know that everything's okay. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, it's okay. Come here. Yeah, sit. Good, good girl. Good. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yes. Oh, there we go. Just a little one. Here. She hasn't tried to bite me recently. I don't think that'll ever happen again. She bit me in that first video, but I don't think she's ever going to do that again. Right. In a good mood, wagging her tail. We're going to put this leash on. A little slip lead. I always like to use these slip leads whenever I'm teaching a dog to walk. Well, you want it because they're really good at pressure. You put them right here, right behind the ears, and you can kind of control them. And it's kind of like, it's almost like a little bite or a nudge from the mama, so they kind of understand it a little bit. And they tend to not want to fight as much whenever you got these on. So what I'm going to do to make this a positive thing, because I know she hates it, take these treats, and I'm going to call her name, and at the same time that I'm calling her name, and she already kind of comes to her name pretty good. So at the same time that I'm calling her name, I'm going to give a little bit of leash pressure. And then whenever she comes to me and moves away from that pressure and comes to me, she's going to get a treat. And so that's how we're going to start this kind of teaching her about leash pressure and getting her to walk on a leash. I worked with her a little bit, so she's not terrified of it, but she still doesn't like it. But I worked on her a little bit before. So we'll see how she does this time. It's been a whole day since I've done it. Kalani. Kalani. Come here. Come on. Come on. There you go. Good dog. There you go. Get a treat. There you go. There you go. Come on. There we go. Figured that out quick, didn't you? Yep. Pressure means treat. Actually, coming to me means treat. But the pressure is just kind of a little nudge to make her come. Kalani. Kalani. Good girl. And this is to make that leash pressure a positive thing. Make her respond positively. It's not going to be a negative thing. You can do a leash correction and make that a negative thing, but that's not what we're doing right now. She doesn't really need any of that as far as I've noticed. Once she kind of gains her confidence back and we kind of get her going a little bit, she may need leash corrections. I just don't know. And that's a different kind of pressure. So we're going to teach her the various different kinds of pressure throughout this course. So right now we're learning the positive pressure, get a little bit of nudge, you move in and you walk into it and you get out of that pressure. Here, Connie. Good. Sit. Throw some obedience in there. Good mama. Good mama. Move that leash up. You want to make sure that stays up above the ears, or not above the ears, right under the ears. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. That's a good girl. Yeah. That's a good girl. And eventually you can move on to just using like a regular flat collar leash, but for this I like to use these to teach the pressure. because you can't really, good girl, you can't really teach a dog good pressure through using one of those regular leashes, so I use this one, and then after a while, the dog will graduate to the regular leash. But those regular leashes that you buy from the store, those aren't really good leashes to teach a dog how to walk. Those are good leashes for if the dog already knows how to walk. But for what we're doing, we're going to use one of these because this is a really good tool to learn. This isn't something that you'd want to have like out on the street because they're loose and like this. See how this gets loose? I don't know how well you can see it in the video, but I can just take it off right there. And so it's loose right now, but you can tighten it and it goes down to there, and then as soon as you untighten it, it's loose again. And so you don't want that out on the street because your dog could get away. But for training in an enclosed environment, nice and controlled and all that, this is a perfect training tool. But it's not something to use in everyday life. It's not safe to use out in public. You would not want to do that. It's strictly for training. Sit first. Yep. Follow that treat. We've been working on downs a little bit, so I don't know what she's going to do. Come on. Yeah, come on. We're out a little bit. Basically, it's the same thing. Pressure. Getting out of that pressure. So I'm gonna help her along the way, but I'm gonna use this leash. Sit down. And I'm going to kind of pull her down a little bit, and then the only way that she's going to get out of that pressure is to lie down. And as soon as she lies down, she's going to get one of these little beef treats. Yep. And I can help her along the way just to start. Whenever she doesn't really know it, I can help her along the way. Move her paws out. Now wait till she does it, and then I say the command, and then eventually she's gonna, let me wait until this tractor goes by. So, like I said, same thing, pressure, but I'm going down. And I'm going to help her along the way. Good, down, honey, and then she gets a treat. Good, mama. Good girl. Yes. Do this. Get up. Here we go. Let's try it one more time. See if she'll do it. Fine. Look. And this will get easier and easier over time. There you go, good girl. Good, almost. Don't be afraid to help him out a little bit. There, almost. Come on, honey. Quickly. Stubborn. That's the pit bull in her, being stubborn. I'll wait until she's in a better state of mind after we're done with this leash thing and she's not so stressed out. And I'll wait until she's in a really good mood. Basically, I'll just sit here and I'll watch her, and I'll wait until she's really relaxed and playing with other dogs and stuff. And that's the time that I'm going to take her and start doing more of this obedience stuff to make sure she's going to stay in a good mood throughout the whole time. Because if you work them whenever they're in a bad mood, you're not going to get anywhere. You might get the good results. You might get results that you want, and the dog might listen, but the dog's not going to be in a good mood about it. You want the dog to be in a good mood. You want obedience and stuff like that. Any interaction really to be positive. The interactions that are supposed to be good, so like obedience, you want those to be seen by the dog as something positive. And then the bad stuff, like say the dog's chewing on something, well, you want to correct that, and you want that to be something that the dog sees as negative. That way they won't do it again. Yeah. The emotions of the dog are very, very important. Yeah. Good girl. That's kind of, if you watched the last video, she bit the shit out of me the first time I messed with her. And so, you can clearly see how messing with her whenever she's in a good mood has helped the situation out. She's clearly not as bad as she was. Let me take this off. She kind of started playing earlier. I tried to get her to play a little bit, but she'll start playing with me, and then she'll like go back into her own habits, her old habits, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm not supposed to do that," and she'll stop. So I need to get her past that whole phase of being scared. It's like sometimes she'll forget that she's afraid, and she'll quit being afraid. But then after a little while, her whole history she's been afraid of shit, and so after a little while she'll like kind of catch herself and be like, "Oh wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be happy and confident," and then she'll go back into that state of mind. And then I just have to try my best to bring her right out of it the best I can. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I just gotta walk away. Sometimes walking away is just the best thing that I can do. But we've been working on trust and stuff, so hopefully after a while when she starts doing that stuff, I'll be able to bring her out of it and put her right back in a good mood as soon as possible after she trusts me a little bit more. You can already see there's a certain level of trust already. It's just not where I would like it to be. Kiss? No kiss? She clearly likes me too. You can tell that. Don't you? You sit. Oh, that's good. Kiss. If you give me a kiss, we'll end the video. Oh, one more. Oh, there's your. All right, y'all. I'll see you later. Ugh.